Hi there, you're watching cEDH TV, the YouTube channel that's making card review, deck techs, and game theory around competitive Commander. In this video, we're doing a card review looking into the new Commander, Go Shintai of Life's Origin. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that Shintai correctly here. So this is an enchantment Commander. We actually do have a few others already that are on the enchantment theme, like Sur the Enchanter and Tuvasa. However, these three don't really have that much in common at all. They are focused around enchantments. Sur is, for example, searching out enchantments, and Tuvasa is drawing cards when you're casting enchantments. But the thing about this one is that it's reanimating enchantments for 5 mana. So the closest similarity this commander has is actually Kenrith the Returned King. Both of them are on 5 colors, and Kenrith is reanimating creatures, while the Go Shintai Life's Origin is reanimating enchantments. And, well, Kenrith is doing a lot more than just reanimating creatures, actually. Now, Kenrith has some really busted targets to reanimate, like Dockside Extortionist, which is why that reanimating ability is really scary. Kenrith reanimating Dockside and other various cool creatures can really take over the game. Now, the Life Origin actually also has some really juicy targets as well. The probably the most obvious one is Decree of Silence, an 8 mana blue enchantment that reads: whenever an opponent plays a spell, counter that spell and put a depletion counter on Decree of Silence. If there are 3 or more depletion counters on it, you may have to sacrifice it. And then you have the follow-up, Solemnity. This is a 3 mana cost enchantment, a white one. Players can't get counters, and counters can't be put on artifact, creatures, enchantments, and lands. And this means that there will never be a counter placed on Decree of Silence, which means it will stay forever, counterspelling everything your opponents are doing. However, if you don't have Solemnity in play, just reanimating Decree of Silence over and over will also have a big impact in the game. It's a really good grip on your opponents here. There's even a much faster and easier way to achieve this that you can have inside this deck, and that's the 4 mana cost sorcery Replenish. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard directly into play, putting both of these directly into play. So now we just need to discard these things. We need to draw into them and drop them into our graveyard. Well, there is a lot of cards really good at achieving that, like Fateless Looting. We also have cards like Frantic Search, 3 mana, draw 2, discard 2, untap 3 lands, a great card at digging through your deck and filling your graveyard with random stuff like enchantments that we're gonna reanimate. Now, the Solemnity Decree of Silence combo isn't bulletproof. It can easily be disrupted with a Assassin's Trophy or a Boseiju Who Endures, a great new card from the new set. So we have some new toys for a new combo, but some new toys to disrupt that combo. And Abrupt Decay have always been around, uncounterable, can actually destroy the Solemnity. But there are some really cool solutions to this, like Sterling Grove, that is also putting itself into the graveyard and then tutor an enchantment to the top of your library. Great card to progress this combo with. But also, when you're replenishing it and all other enchantments, this is giving all of your enchantments, all other enchantments, Shroud. So now they can't destroy Solemnity. They first have to destroy Sterling Grove, and then they have to destroy Solemnity. However, they're actually gonna need 3 interactions at the same time, which is something, of course, your opponents could achieve. The reason they need 3 is because first they destroy Sterling Grove, then they target Solemnity, and then you activate your commander and return Sterling Grove back into play in response, and then they need a 3rd one to kill Solemnity before Sterling Grove comes back into play. It's already starting to turn into a deck tech video, but I truly think this has a lot of things going for it. A great potential for a stacks deck that is drawing, discarding cards, reanimating various hate stacks, effects, enchantments, and eventually creating a gridlock where your opponents are pretty much locked out of the game. But let's proceed, because there's one more big enchantment, or big and big, it's 2 CMCs, so it's not that big, not like Decree of Silence, but power level, it's enormous, and that's Underworld Breach. With an intuition, it doesn't really matter where they place the Underworld Breach, in the graveyard or in your hand, you're gonna get it into play with your commander. No problem at all. It even makes Entomb and Gambling for it great here. Also, Entomb and Gamble are amazing follow-up tutors, because first you entomb your Underworld Breach into your graveyard, then you reanimate your Underworld Breach, and then you cast your Entomb to put whatever card you want into your graveyard that you now can cast with your Underworld Breach. The same thing with Gamble. If you accidentally discard a card, then you just play it from the graveyard with the Underworld Breach that the Gamble found. I really think that this commander has a huge potential of becoming a great Breach deck. It's gonna be very consistent, it's gonna be very straightforward. All you need is a commander and an Aeon Tomb and a big graveyard and you have it. But also, if for some reason your opponents are destroying the Breach, then your rebuilding capabilities are quite great because you can just activate it again and bring it back next turn. Also, they can't counterspell the Underworld Breach because you are actually reanimating it. You're putting it from the graveyard directly into play. Only spot removal will do the job here. There's also some backup card drawing potential or card value production here in terms of reanimating enchantments that you sacrifice reusing them, like Mystic Remora. That is actually a great card to reanimate throughout the long game. And of course, Aura of Silence is a great stacks piece in games today, making every artifact or enchantment 2 more to cast for all of your opponents, but you can also sacrifice it to destroy an artifact or enchantment, and then you can basically just reanimate it with your commander to keep on the process. It also has another trigger ability on it. Whenever go Shintai or Life's Origin or whatever that name is, or another non-token shrine enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 colorless shrine enchantment creature token. Now, why is that actually important? Tokens are usually useless, like 1/1s aren't really a thing, until you have a Razaketh. Now, I know what you're gonna say, that Life's Origin can't reanimate Razaketh. However, it can once you get your hands on an Animate Dead. So if Animate Dead is in your graveyard together with Razaketh, you use your commander to reanimate the Animate Dead and boom, you have your Razaketh in play. But if you wanna do this, if you wanna specifically reanimate Razaketh, then I just think Kenrith is a lot better. Because if you're for some reason discarding Razaketh into your graveyard, casting Animate Dead, then you're gonna use your commander to reanimate Animate Dead to reanimate Razaketh, you might as well just be playing Kenrith here, where you don't need to have Animate Dead. You can just use Kenrith instead. Now, of course, you're probably gonna use Animated inside that graveyard to get your Razaketh into play without the commander trick, but in general here I actually do think Kenrith will do a better job than the Life's Origin. I just thought I should mention it. I do have one problem with it though, and that is it's heavily feeding Dockside. And yeah, you're gonna have a lot of enchantments in this kind of deck. Oh, well, you don't have to. You might have just one key enchantment like Underworld Breach, and that could be it. But it is an enchantment on its body, so yes, it is actually increasing the Dockside count. And that is really key because we are truly inside a Dockside meta here. If you're sitting there in that game just putting a lot of stacks enchantments in play, controlling the entire board state, you could really accidentally make that goblin really rich. And then they could use that mana to, I don't know, blow up your entire board state, or just combo off through your stacksy build some way. But in general, I actually think that this commander has a lot of potential here. It has all 5 colors, that is great. It has an ability that is good for your combo, and it is also an ability that is good for creating value if you're in a grindy game. It's not the best grindy ability, but it's something. So is this commander top-notch power level? Is it the best one out there? Definitely not. Is it among the top-notch commanders? Is this like among the best commander options we have? I don't think so actually either. I think it's like slightly beneath, like almost reaching up there. I do think with a good pilot, this could really perform well. But I don't think this is gonna be too dominating. I don't think it's gonna have a huge presence. I don't think it's gonna have a fearful presence. I think it's gonna have a decent power. I think it's gonna come to a cEDH game being able to really deliver and really able to do something, but it's probably not that big impactful thing that you see from other really top tier cEDH decks. But I would definitely be scared and have some respect for this in a match. Actually, looking forward to see it. I have a Dockside and I'm ready for some treasures. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Take care everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and you wanna support me, feel free to share my videos or even checking out my Patreon page. Also, purchasing cards from the TCG Players website using the affiliate link in the description below of the video will also help the channel grow. So a big thank you to all of you.